principle of gender is the final principle of 7 in total. These principles may be used to better understand existence itself and how we may move through this lifetime with awareness and mastery. My name's Jasmine and welcome to the 7 Hermetic Principles series. See the description below to see links to the other episodes. Gender is in everything. Everything has its masculine and feminine principles. Gender manifests on all planes, the Kybalion. This principle embodies the truth that gender manifests in everything and that it is the cause for all creation. No creation, physical, mental, or spiritual, is possible without this principle. For this reason, this ancient wisdom provides answers to the profound mystery of generation and creation itself. The principle of mentalism reminds us that we possess the power of the all, or God, because we exist within the mind of the all. Now, what the principle of gender does is it really offers a deeper explanation of how we may use the perfect blend of both masculine and feminine to really harness the true creative power that we innately possess. Now, gender must also adhere to the principle of polarity, so within it are two energies, masculine and feminine. These energies manifest on the physical, mental, and spiritual planes. On the physical plane, the principle manifests as sex, whereas on the higher planes, it takes higher forms. The word gender is derived from the Latin root meaning to beget, to procreate, to generate, to create, and to produce. In order to comprehend this principle, we need to stretch our mind past gender as referring to sex alone. You see, when I speak of masculine and feminine in this video, I'm actually referring to energies that are at work within all phenomena. Remembering that one energy being better than the other is, of course, completely false, and that actually, as we will find, both complement each other. Feminine and masculine energy. In Hermetics, masculine energy is described as assertive, progressive, and conquesting. Feminine energy is described as receptive, sacred, protective, and nourishing. The masculine is associated with will and giving, while the feminine is related to receiving impressions from the masculine and giving birth to new thoughts, concepts, and imaginative ideas. Through peering into Hinduism, we see the energy of Kundalini, which is the manifestation of the divine feminine energy Shakti that lays dormant at the base of the spine until it comes into contact with masculine energy, which then directs the Shakti up the spine, sparking a spiritual rebirth. The Kybalion explains that even the atom has a breeding process of its own. When the feminine corpuscle unites with a masculine corpuscle, a certain process is begun. The feminine particles vibrate rapidly under the influence of the masculine energy and circle rapidly around the latter. The result is the birth of a new atom, the Kybalion. So we see that the masculine principle seems to be that of directing an inherent energy towards the feminine, and the feminine principle is the one doing the active creative work, and this is so on all planes. The tendency of the feminine principle is always in the direction of receiving impressions, while the tendency of the masculine principle is always in the direction of giving out or expressing. Symbiosis. As the axiom states, gender manifests in everything. Therefore, everything in nature contains within itself feminine and masculine nature. For example, both masculine and feminine manifest within both sexes, and true power is born through harnessing and stepping into both these energies within ourselves. However, we are often unconscious of these dual energies within and how we may use them symbiotically. As Jung described, the animus is the unconscious masculine side of a woman, and the anima is the unconscious feminine side of a man. The two energies are both symbiotically designed to complement the other. Without the feminine, the masculine will act without restraint or reason in a manner of rigidity while lacking deeper feelings and forces. Without the masculine, the feminine would fail to act, resulting in stagnation, or they would act haphazardly, resulting in chaos. Together they intertwine and dance with the power of will, vision, and creative force. You see, there cannot be happiness without sadness, there cannot be an atom without an electron, and there cannot be a human without a male and a female. The conscious and subconscious mind. As discussed in previous principles, all is mind, and therefore it is of the utmost importance to consider the principle of gender in the mental plane. Now here, the conscious mind is the masculine and the subconscious mind is the feminine. The conscious mind, what it does is it chooses, it desires, it makes decisions that then impregnate the subconscious mind. Now the subconscious mind, she is passive, she is receiving, and she gives birth to whatever the masculine mind plants in her. This highlights the importance of mastering the mind, since the conscious mind is where we possess control. On the other hand, the subconscious remains mysterious and largely beyond our control, as the creative process itself cannot be tampered with. Through standing at the cause of our life and existing in the higher plane, we master our thoughts and emotions, ultimately choosing what seeds we plant into the subconscious mind at all times. Manifestation. We may use this principle to our advantage in terms of manifestation through planting the seeds of our desired outcome into the subconscious mind. This may be done through placing positive messages around your living room that reflect your goals, repeating emotionally infused mantras, and listening to audio recordings whilst you sleep. This can all be extremely effective. Remember that though your conscious mind may ignore these messages, the subconscious is busy manifesting them. Your feminine energy births the visions, inspirations, and ideas. She is the creative artist that dreams, yet she only thrives with a progressive forward movement of the masculine as he works on taking action. If you lack intuitive inspiration, then intend to bring in your feminine energies. And if you lack motivation and find yourself procrastinating, invoke the masculine within you. Ask yourself, how well do I give and receive? The giving obviously being the masculine and the receiving being the feminine. We engage in various acts of giving and receiving on a daily basis. To find that perfect blend, though, we must become conscious of these acts in our life. If you visit someone's home, bring a gift. When you see a friend, pay them a compliment. Hold space for them and listen. On the other hand, how well do you receive compliments and gifts? Does it make you feel guilty? And how often do you allow yourself to be held by someone in a moment of vulnerability? Now we have to consider that the earth itself, she is feminine. Now how can we really make love to her on a daily basis in a masculine way? How can we really plant the seeds in her that we wish to grow and flourish into our deepest heartfelt desires? The me and I. Now pay attention here, because this could be a little difficult to comprehend. However, it's definitely by far one of my most favourite teachings from the whole of this Kybalion series. So the Kybalion, what it does is it offers an even deeper sense of this teaching through the exploration of the mental twins known as me and I. Now, in order to grasp these aspects, we must turn our attention to the self dwelling within. Upon first glance, there appears to be a sense of me, the womb through which feelings, emotions, thoughts, habits, characteristics, and general personality are formed. This is the self that many solely identify with, and which is subject to the principle of rhythm and duality, swinging from one extreme emotion to the other. Those that rise in consciousness are able to undergo a process of disidentification from the personality, whereby they awaken to an even deeper sense of self, known as the masculine I. It is a point of awareness that witnesses the creations of the feminine me. It is the part of the self that can exist in a thoughtless mind, where creating ideas need not take place. The I, possessing its own form of energy, wills the me's ideas into manifestation. Through learning to rest in stillness and silence, where we are the witness, we connect to the field of pure awareness and the co-creative power of the I. So as one practices the art of mental alchemy and transmuting emotions through the hermetic principles or various Eastern philosophies, then what happens is they gradually begin to disentangle themselves from total identification with the me. They begin to really see thoughts and emotions as something else, as something other to them. So then they become ever increasingly aware of the I within them as well. So for more information on this, please see my videos titled Cultivating the Witness Talks. Balance. The brain contains two frequencies. The right hemisphere is designed for the spiritual world and is feminine in nature. This is the side of the brain that is associated with intuition, creativity, feeling, nurturing, being close to nature, etc. On the other hand, we have the masculine left hemisphere, designed for the material world. This is the side of the brain that is associated with logic, practicality, stress management, math, etc. Finding some kind of balance between both sides enables them to unite and complement one another, creating a mechanism of sorts through which our consciousness can operate at a higher intelligence. When we utilize both hemispheres, we enter flow state, where we embody higher states of consciousness. Regardless of brain frequencies, our masculine and feminine energies are combined to create a mixture that is unique to the individual. So you see, these attributes, they may be worked with to create the perfect balance at any given moment. So if we are desiring something, we may simply work out which energy must be enhanced to see results. It is important to consider the principle of rhythm and duality at work, realizing that the pendulum will swing us through varying degrees of masculine or feminine energies throughout hours, days, months, years, and even lifetimes. Our mission here on the planet may mean that one particular energy is more conducive towards fulfilling our destiny. In any case, the key to success within this principle is to make these two dimensions within us work together by knowing when to use each one, achieving a balance that enables us to thrive through living in a more conscious and empowered state. When considering this, we may turn our attention to the world outside of us, where time has witnessed an overdominance of the masculine energy on the planet. Through becoming conscious of this principle and creating the perfect balance within ourselves, the principle of correspondence shows us that this too will be reflected in the condition of the outside world. We are at a time where we can see more feminine spirits being integrated back into more areas in society. Now, this is super exciting because it means that we are bridging the material world and the spiritual one, ultimately giving birth to a fresh consciousness upon the planet. Final words. So we've reached the end of the series, and what an adventure it's been. Remember that if you have stumbled upon these teachings, it's because you were supposed to. It's because you're ready for them. This ancient wisdom, it comes to us at the right time. Awareness of these principles alone, they have the power to be greatly influential in positively impacting our perception of reality and the way we interact within it. However, when we actually intentionally begin working with these ancient secrets in practical ways, we truly awaken within us the magic and mastery that is our birthright. So watch out for upcoming videos, because I'll be discussing more ways that we can actually apply these principles. My name's Jasmine. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye 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 bye.